quickly destroy the Archaeotech engine.
Nothing could be done hastily and prudently, Brother Battlefield.
So answers an apothecary. Warning! I'm in place. I am in place. Then also uncounted.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Angry Badger Minis. Still working on the stuff and updated the title, as you can see, 400 Proxy Death Korps of Krieg, if you will, or 400 Proxy IG. We have 40 that are done, finished those up last night. Let's see if I can make this a little bit better for myself. And I'm just working on the other half of the box. I am procrastinating on my schoolwork, so between what I have to do tomorrow for actual work and schoolwork, it's gonna be a rough day. But that's of my own demise, my own devise, and I'm fine with that. But I think we're making some decent progress here, so it'd be nice to get a whole box done, especially if I'm able to do it in, say, I don't know, 2 days or whatever, like actual time, as in 48 hours total. I don't obviously have time to do it all day at the moment, so. And then next week, next Saturday, we will be kicking off Death Watch Session 3. So we'll see what happens with Kill Team Invictus, and see what kind of retained injuries are still there. 1 second. lot, man. How are you? Just putting 400 of these idiots together.
Orc drops. LOL nice.
Yeah. Assembly line like you wouldn't believe. Had these models since 1998 and they're just now being put together. And in my mind, they still hold up pretty well for the time. At least for Imperial Guard models. Or Renegade losers. What are you up to this evening?
Orc drops. I just ordered the Recruit Edition.
For 10th edition?
Orc drops. 9th.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Well, it's cool you're able to get that. I mean, not everybody likes Tyranids. But the only thing that sucks is, apparently there's some bad news about Necrons. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything. But I guess they changed some rules and things like that in the new codex that dropped today. I don't have the codex. I'm just gonna continue to use Wahapedia and save my money. I'm done after 3 decades of buying codexes, them updating stuff constantly for no reason, not play testing their game. Sounds like I'm.
Drops. I heard they changed right after I decided on
Oh
Necrons.
shit, that sucks. Oh, that sucks, man. I'm sorry. That's alright. I got Necrons too, so I'm right there with you. Right there with you. Seems like that's how it goes. Were you able to get it cheaper though? The Recruit Edition than like the 10th edition one? Hopefully yes is the answer.
Orc drops. $70, is that bad?
I don't know. Let me see. Let me look at let's see what they're selling the 10th edition one for, at least on the Warhammer site, which, if I can find it, because this website stinks. Let me see. Alright, so they don't call it a recruit set. And the lowest price they have is the introductory set, $65, and that's got 5 Space Marines and some paints and stuff like that. The next setup is the starter set for $110, which might be the equivalent of what you did, maybe. But let me look on Amazon real quick. Amazon.com. Warhammer. Let's see. Recruit edition. Okay, so the Recruit edition on Amazon is $70 USD, free shipping, and looks like it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gosh, I can't remember what they're called. Anyway, 5 close combat Space Marines with a Space Marine captain, a Necron Lord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 warriors and 3 Scarab bases and some terrain and a board. So probably not. That's probably not bad. I mean, I know it's got to be cheaper than what it was at Games Workshop. Have to be. But I'm interested in this. They've got something called the Games Workshop Warhammer 40k 2023 Ultimate Starter Game Set, $178.58. It's $210 on Games Workshop site, and basically what it is Space Marines and Tyranids with some hard-walled terrain is what it looks like. Yeah, I think you got a pretty decent deal. You probably got at least 15 or 20% off, I would think. That's what I'm thinking. I just don't remember what it cost back in 9th edition. That would be the key to figure that out, and then you would really know.
Nice.
Did you, I mean, was it like in a local gaming store, or how'd you buy it?
Orc drops. Amazon.
Okay, you're probably looking at the same thing I am. Yeah, you probably got a pretty good deal, I'm thinking. You know, let me check eBay. Let's see here. Excuse me. Let's see what eBay's selling it for. $70 plus 17 shipping and handling. There's one for $55 or best offer with $7.20 shipping and handling. Whoa, $126. Get out of here. $74.99 plus $10.20. $120. Buy it now, free shipping. So you probably, yeah, I think it was probably somewhere in the ballpark of $110, $120. And you got a good deal. $115. Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah, it's got to be $110 to $120. That's what makes sense to me, anyway. I mean, I don't keep up with all their prices because I don't shop from Games Workshop. I want to support, you know, stores and things like that, even if I don't live in the state, like Warpfire Minis. And that might be a place that you could consider. They're down in Florida. Warpfire Minis. I'm not associated with them or anything. It's just where I got my Leviathan box set, and I got it for, I think it was like 20% off or something like that. I know it was a good price. Guess you could tell them I sent you. Oh, they won't know who I am, but like some weirdo on YouTube and Twitch with way too much plastic crack. The guy's putting shit together from 1998, for crying out loud. Hook a brother up, send him some glue. I'm good on glue. Get it from the dollar store, sent to me. Wait, what? Hold the phone. What just happened here? That can't be right. Are you telling me I'm missing a model? There's no way. Man, don't tell me that. One stinking model in this whole box that I'm missing. I must have missed it in a sprue. It's got to be in there somewhere. Let's see here. There's no way we're missing one. We can't be. It's a brand new box. Wouldn't be the first time though.
Drops.
What the heck?
I was gonna get the Command Edition Next 157 on Amazon.
With the Necrons in it? I mean, that's probably not bad, to be honest. Dude.
Orc drops. Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Dude, what the heck is going on here? 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I definitely missed one there. Did I drop it on the floor? There's no way. We're missing a stinking model. Well, it's not like I can complain to the company because they no longer exist. But that makes me wonder if I'm missing one in each box. Huh. That really stinks. I mean, we've got a few extras, but I say they're not extras, but you know what I mean. Damn. What are the odds of that? Oh, excuse me. Let me try this again just to make sure. Dang, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 sprues. It's gotta be here, man. It's gotta be. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. Well, something's wrong because... Oh, wait. Hold on. Did I put something here? 39... 40 maybe? I don't know. Those might be from the other guys. Yeah, they are because that's, yeah. Well, that doesn't make any sense either because that means I'm down 2 sprues. Something's messed up here. 4, 8, unless I'm just counting too fast. Stop moving. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh my gosh. I wonder if one of the kids grabbed one. 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Okay, so there's 39 sprues. So either one of my kids grabbed one, I dropped one, or we're missing one from the box set. At least we've got the right number of arms, guns, and backpacks for what we've assembled at the moment. Jesus. I can't even believe this. Oh boy, that stinks. That really stinks. Oh, let me see something here. I wonder if I put one of these guys together and included him in here. I don't think so, because they were all the same type. Like I said, I've got extra guys, you know, from when I first bought my first set, but that's not the point. But I may have no choice. I cannot believe I am missing a stinking model. That's gonna drive me crazy. Well, it's definitely not here. Definitely not here. Check this box real quick. This one's not opened. And the thing is, I bought all of these together, so unless it's just a one-off, that means every box would be missing one, and that sucks. Let's see. Yeah, that's gonna suck. If that's the way it is. But there's nothing we can do about it. So we're gonna put together the gunners to get these out of the way. Man, that sucks. But you know, when I think about it, some of the GW box sets I got back in the day were the same way, like Eldar were. They seemed like they were like notorious for that. Missing stuff, or I don't know. Like the Eldar Guardians. So maybe that's what it was. Who knows? All right. What we're going to do with these guys is we're going to put all their heads on normally, all facing the same direction, and then the next box we're going to start alternating, and we'll continue to do that through the rest of those boxes, except for like these machine gunners. I meant like the regular troopers. I gotta break out my old rules that I made for myself for just IG on IG, like some really, you know, normal quick battles that it was all about tactics, not necessarily the weapons that you had. That's really why I bought these guys. Well, that and 80 models for 40 bucks. I mean, my gosh, man, I'm never gonna forget that. Of course, the company's out of business and you can't get them anymore. I mean, unless maybe you could find them on eBay or something. I don't know. I'm curious. Now I want to go look. I don't need to buy anymore, but I want to go look. Let's see. Warzone. I definitely don't need to buy anymore, but let's just see if they're out there. Okay, so there's the sprues and the. Did I just drop something? Anyway, the sprues and the smaller box sets. Let's see. Trying to see if they even sell this set anymore. I mean, I'm sure they, you know, it's not, but that'd be cool if they did. I could tell you guys about it. Hold on, let's jack up the amount here. We can see per page. Oh, they had metal ones too. I did not know that for the trenchers. What I really want, to be honest with you, is that stinking tank that's in the book, but I've never seen that model anywhere. For those of you wondering, I had it in the video yesterday, I believe. Or the live stream, I mean. Yeah, there's a lot of metal models. Holy smokes. I did not know that. Samurai looking dudes. Oh, the Mishima Bushido Samurai. Yeah, no shit. Let's see here. These are all blister packs and things like that. I think I have probably the last ones out there. Yep, didn't see nothing else on that. I'm gonna see if there's another, let's see, boxed set. Does not look like it. Nope. Oh, I did find it. Holy crap. First and second edition box. It is approximately $45.95 US. It's in 42 euros. And shipping is $26.49. But wait a minute. Says they contain all the pieces. They only have one box left. So, like, so tempting. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's not. Wait a minute, maybe? Oh, okay, no. So it's actually $164.10 US and $29.49 US for shipping. Yeah. Talk about how I got a good deal back in the day. Good grief, dude. That's Games Workshop prices right there, man. Whoever's selling this on eBay, screw that. Wow, $165. Well, I mean, again, it is 80 miniatures. Yep, It is 80 miniatures, or 79 in my case on this box. Well, I guess it's a good thing I've got extras. So if you're watching, please feel free to say something, talk, whatever. Love to engage with people. I got a feeling one of my kids grabbed one. They had to have. I can't imagine it's just missing. And somebody was in here today because they left me a little toy present to say, "Daddy, I love you." Maybe it'll pop up sooner or later. Alright.
Orc drops. So yeah, I always wanted to get into Warhammer, not really to play, I wanted to paint them. I'm a painter by trade.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I haven't played an actual game in forever, really. Now I'm just, I guess you could say I'm just a collector. Hopefully at some point I'll be able to start playing again. My little ones get older if they're interested. Or maybe meet some people and play or something. I don't know. So when you say painter by trade, like what's your like what do you paint? Or what, maybe that's not the right question. What kind of paints do you use, maybe? Or style of painting? I'll be limited on how I can do the guns with these guys, but as well as the other ones, they'll be limited to that one pose, but that's okay. Mainly, it's not because the model can't do something else per se. It's just it's such a pain with the ball joint to make it work.
Orc drops. I paint houses, residential and commercial, cabinets, metal machines, you name it.
Wow. That's something. Metal machines, huh? Do you have to take those apart, or do other people take them apart before you start painting? I'd like to, when the kids are done drawing on the walls, be able to go through this house and paint, but I'd rather do it in kind of a spray instead of brush. Can't stand the brush strokes. Plus, I think it would take a lot less time. Alright. Oh, I forgot I gotta do these guys. Telling you, having a dull blade is so great for stuff like this because I don't have to worry about cutting too deep. I know some people don't really like that, but I love it. I don't have to worry about making mistakes with the cut, and I don't have to worry about cutting myself in some regards.
Orc drops. At the moment I paint tree trimming machines.
Well, that's why I was kind of curious, like, do you just paint them as they are assembled, or do parts need to be, taken apart, removed, and do they require you to do that, or do you charge them to do that, or, you know what I mean?
Orc drops. One part at a time.
Oof, wow. But I imagine you'd have to. I mean, it's too many angles to get a decent paint job on it. How often, like, I mean, I know nothing about this stuff, that's why I'm so curious. How often, does say a tree trimming machine like that need to be painted? Like once a year or multiple times a year? I guess I'm kind of curious how much wear and tear the paint can take, or what you do to keep it from maybe rubbing off so soon. Because I mean, I imagine they're not ginger or very careful with the machinery, I wouldn't think. Plus the scraping of the branches and everything. I might have missed that
Orc
on
drops.
these. Yep.
Send out new all parts and then we repaint as needed for replacements.
Huh. Well, that makes sense. No downtime as far as work though, so that's good. Or no downtime for the machines, I mean. That way you can stay working. If I'm understanding that correctly. Alright. So the other guys were hand over, these guys are hand under.
Orc drops. Every time a hurricane hits we get new orders.
Oh yeah, I imagine. Are you down in Florida, I guess, maybe? Or North Carolina? South Carolina? I'm guessing maybe Florida.
Orc drops.
Oh, Minnesota. Man, I didn't even think about that. I forgot all about that. Yeah. Huh. What about, I mean, are you, all right, so maybe this is the question I should have asked. Is your company like you service the nation, or are you mainly like Great Lakes and stuff like that, or what?
Orc drops. Worldwide.
Oh shit, yeah, man, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I am super happy for you, man. That's got to be some steady work for sure. These guys are a little finicky to put together because the pieces are so small. But like I said, they still hold up pretty good, in my opinion, to models of today as far as detail. And maybe a little more akin to like a 3D printed mini, except these are plastic and not resin.
Orc drops. Sheriff tree trimmers. Mostly snow slops and highway lines.
Oh, right on. Then I'm guessing you guys are going to be pretty busy this winter. I mean, I hear we're supposed to have bad winters all over the place, but who knows? Might as well put your backpack on.
Orc drops. As long as they keep me in the booth, I'm happy, LOL.
Yeah. You don't have to talk to anybody. You don't have to deal with anybody. If somebody does get retarded, you can just spray them.
Orc drops. LOL.
But you've gotta, in the booth, you gotta have like temperature control, yeah? I would think. Humidity control, temperature control. I don't know anything about your industry. I'm just basing it off of what I know regarding painting models. So, maybe a little bit of what I remember from watching Dirty Jobs or something with Mike Rowe.
Orc drops. Direct airflow into my suit. Nice in the summer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so it, well, okay, so would it be warm air in your suit in the winter, or just it's just air? And I'm assuming the direct airflow is so that it's positive pressure to keep out particulates from getting into any small spaces.
Orc drops. Temp control all year. AC bodysuit in the summer.
I gotcha. Still can't believe I'm missing somebody. This is a little ridiculous. I think one of the kids got it. Had to have.
Orc drops. How did you get into this?
Well, kind of weird. So, I mean, I've all, as a kid, I had Star Wars and stuff like that until our house burned down and burned everything or melted everything. And then after after we kind of recovered, had some GI Joes and things like that, and Aliens versus Predator, I came across Black Horse Comics, or Dark Horse Comics, sorry, that had Aliens versus Predator. So I started turning my GI Joes into Predators with paperclip blades, and I cut my black church socks up around the top part where it's elastic, so I could use that as dreadlocks on the head. And then I'm trying to think. I think I had already joined the Marine Corps, and this was trying to think, this was like 93 or 94. The pawn shop where I got all of my comic books, they would save them for me, and then I would show up and get them all and pay for it. And it was a really good arrangement. Well, one day I was in there and I saw a box. I didn't know what it meant, but it said Warhammer 40,000 Space Wolves, and it had these guys on the front, and I think it also said Space Marines or something. And I thought, okay, well, I'll buy that. It's pretty cool, for whatever. And they were all Beaky Marines, of course. And at some point I put them together, and the only thing I really knew about models was model airplanes. And I think I had tried to do some enamel paint on them or something like that, and I never got around to really doing anything with it. And the only painting skill I had was I made shirts with Aliens versus Predator crap on it, because uber nerd kind of thing. And then I don't know, a few years or so went by. I guess it was 97. I got married and stuff, and we were in Dallas, Texas, where she's from, or was from. I'm not married to her anymore, thank God. And that was when I saw my very first games I had also bought this other model I didn't know what it meant, but Vindicare Assassin, the very first one of the Vindicare. And, you know, I just thought it was like a ninja or something with a rifle. And, but then we go in the store, 97, I believe it was, in Dallas Mall, and I saw my very first Games Workshop store. So I go in there not knowing what it is, and then I see the 3rd edition box set, and I realize what it is I'm looking at from those models that I had so long ago. So I bought the box set, much to my ex-wife's unhappiness. And got back to, you know, her parents' place or whatever, immediately broke it out. I had also again bought Tester's model paint because that's all I knew. I didn't know anything about acrylics or whatever. And I mean, as far as this kind of stuff, I did art in school and stuff, but yeah, man, freaking butchered up a Blood Angel Space Marine that looked nothing like what it should. And it had so many layers of paint on it, you probably would have needed to sandblast it to get it off. And yeah, pretty much the rest is history. I got into it, you know, full blast 98, and well, actually I guess that was the end of 97. It's like a Christmas present to myself or something. And been at it pretty much ever since. For the most part, buying stuff, you know, in the hopes that I would not miss out on things and things that I liked or whatever, and you know, the hopes that I would be able to paint and build these elaborate boards. And in some cases I did, but because I'm an idiot, I tear things apart again and then rebuild them. Like my Space Hulk board's been built 5 different times, torn apart and rebuilt. But now I'm actually pretty happy with it, and I just need to, that'll be the, when I start painting again, that'll be the first thing that I paint. And it's made out of rain gutters. And I took the Sector Mechanicus stuff, whatever this terrain stuff is that Games Workshop sells now, because I have a bunch of it, and I made molds of that so that I could make my own castings. And now all of that stuff is in there to give it nice flooring and, you know, stuff that's going to tie into the actual Games Workshop hobby stuff that's out there. So it just made everything a lot nicer. A little heavier, but still. And I guess I've had this channel, I don't even know how long I've had this channel. Let me see. Does it tell me? I have no idea. Let me see. View my channel. At least for YouTube. I don't know, I probably need to go back. Let's see, let me try to go back to my very first video if it'll let me. 2 years ago it says on here. So if you go to that video on YouTube, at least, I don't remember how long I've been on Twitch, you'll see it says thousands to build, and that's, you know, that'll explain everything really. I'm trying to, now that I'm no longer in the military, no longer deploying and stuff, I'm trying to put everything together. And I want to get it all together before I paint, because I know once I start painting I won't go back to finishing this, and then they'll just sit, you know, and never get finished again. And I need to do an update video. I say this every time I'm on stream. I've put a lot of stuff together, but I still have thousands of models to put together. I mean, this will be 400 all by itself. And that's pretty much the story. And thankfully I have a wife now that is a great person. I don't have to worry about, you know, the craziness I put up with. Of course, I explained it all to her in the very beginning, knowing full and well she may walk away, but that's okay because I learned my lesson the hard way. Live for you, not worried about, you know, somebody you're gonna date or whatever. But I also threw it all out there in the beginning, so there were no surprises. Or, well, I say that maybe when she first saw it all, she had a surprise. She just didn't think it was that large of a thing. But kind of a very long story, I guess.
Orc drops. Nothing painted yet?
Oh yeah, I've had armies painted. My problem is I stripped them. Like my Steel Legion was fully painted, stripped that army. Had Tyranid army fully painted, stripped that army. Dark Eldar were painted, they were stripped. And then I went to strip the Salamander's army that was fully painted. And my wife said, "No, don't do that." So I gave it to her, and I'll just make a new one. The Space Hulk board was painted.
Oh.
Wait, the Space Hulk board was painted, but for the most part, but that got, you know, redone. So, like I said, it's actually been redone multiple times. Come on now, get on there. So what made you decide to get into it, other than you just wanted to paint something? Like what was how did you even come across it? So glad I figured out how to do these arms. It's like putting together a 3rd edition Dark Eldar.
I've always seen it and wanted it, but it was the cost for me.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know that I'm a very lucky person, having bought all the stuff that I did over the years. I mean, I've said this many times. I mean, when I bought all the Space Marines that I have, other than like the Dark Imperium and, you know, box set, and for what was that? Is that 8th edition? Yeah, 8th edition, 9th edition, even the 10th edition sets. All the stuff I had before that, I mean, dude, you could get a box of 10 Space Marines for 20 bucks. And now they're probably like $60, I think now. Let me look. Of course, they're probably all Primaris, no Firstborn. Let's see. Oh, excuse me. 40,000 Space Marines. So, Jesus, the Combat Patrol is $160 for essentially 6 Terminators. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Primaris Marines and a Librarian. That's ridiculous. Here's a 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. Here's a 10-man Phobos strike team for 70 bucks. Good lord. A 5-man Intercessor squad for $65. 5-man for $60. $65. That is ridiculous. Well, here's a... Wait a minute. Are these Firstborn? Nope, those are Primaris. It's a 5-man Primaris Black Templars for $60. I don't like those models at all. That's probably... I don't know. Oh, those were heavy Intercessors for the 65. Let's see here.
Orc drops. Yet and I was afraid to get into it years ago, lol.
Here's a 5-man death company group that are all firstborn Marines for $45. That is crazy. Whew. Yeah, I understand. I know what you mean. But, you know, I mean, that's unfortunately, I guess, life. And I guess the only regret we will ever have with this hobby is if it ever does go away, or we don't find any fun in owning them and doing our own thing. Like I said, I don't have anybody to play with, so you know, I even have my own rules to play against myself. I haven't played against myself in forever, so it's like playing chess with yourself. Plus, I don't feel like getting into all the crazy rules that they've got now. I'm not a tournament player anymore. Don't care about memorizing all that crap. I want something simple, fast, just roll some dice and make some stuff happen. And I think that's where these two armies from the box set here, even though they're not Games Workshop stuff, that's where they're going to come in, because they've got the exact same weapon loadouts, and you know, really, it would be real easy to do. Hell, the game was played with just 2 D20s. So now I never played it. I have multiple copies of the rules, but these guys are kind of like Prussian modeled or whatever. Seem like it anyway.
Orc drops. Same, I love MTG. Friend is not a nerd at all and I have to retell her every time, lol.
I've tried to play Magic the Gathering. I'm not good at card games, or I don't particularly enjoy them. But what I do have is, I have, just because of the collecting aspect of it, I have all the Warhammer 40,000 MTG cards. I made my own kind of Magic the Gathering cards a long time ago. It's really not, I mean, they look like Magic the Gathering and you have lands, but the land it's just a black card. I mean, the black skull. Kind of formatted after Magic Gathering, we'll say. Yeah, I made up my own stats and all that kind of stuff, but you didn't have, like, you know, multiple different types of lands or anything. You just had the one. Actually, I need to trim this first before I do this. Oh wait, these go underneath here. That's right. Wrong side, my friend.
Orc drops. So Jarhead, hey, I was a 19K ILOM1 Abrams tank driver.
Oh, right on. Yep. Retired Marine, one of my good.
Army.
Oh, I know. One of my good friends that I hang out with online and stuff, that we'll be gaming with. He's a former Army tanker as well, retired first sergeant. Was in OIF and 2nd Battle of Fallujah, and I'm trying to think what else he said. He's a really cool dude. But I met him. How did I meet him? I know it was on Twitter, I believe. now we play Dark Tide together. We're gonna play Space Hulk at some point together, I hope. And we played the Death Watch RPG together now. And hopefully we'll move on to only war and stuff once we really master the rules. He's been playing Dungeons and Dragons for, I guess, most of his life. I'm relatively new to RPGs, but I know the 40k lore, so I'm basically the game master, and I'm also playing that game with them as an apothecary. And they kind of help me, you know, kind of guide me along with things that we need to do to make it fun for everybody within the rules. Yeah, see, that's good, dude. Oh, actually, I think I met him playing 7 Days to Die. I think. I don't know. I don't even remember, man. Now I feel bad. I mean, we've been friends for months now. It's almost like a daily ritual talking to each other. I think he also got the opportunity to go to Ranger School. He doesn't really like brag about it or anything. He just mentioned it because of my background.
Woman rolls. Chair Force has entered the room.
Right on. Right on. That's alright. I never bought into any of the rivalry of the military. I've served with too many dudes in every branch, instructed too many in every branch. Yeah. I mean, I know it's most of it's in good fun, but I'm sure you guys know some guys take it too far.
It's silly to think, but it seems like service members are all in on D&D and tabletop games.
Oh yeah. Well, like before I retired at Camp Lejeune, there's a store. I'm trying to remember the name of it now. My wife would probably know. I've been blown up too many times to remember shit. I mean, it was full of Marines. I mean, of course it's a Marine town, I guess. But, I mean, they were always playing Warhammer. I'm trying to remember. I don't even think I ever played a game at that place, though. I think I wanted to, but just, I don't know, it was about having time. That was my biggest issue. Oh, come on. Really? We were doing so good and you gotta mess up. Ugh. The frustrations of the hobby. Come on. Well, I appreciate you guys being here. Great to have like-minded individuals to talk to. Come on, man. What are you doing? You're purposefully fucking with me. That's what you're doing. You know what it is? It's because the chair force freaking entered the room. Jinxed me. No, I'm kidding, dude. Came in and did a freaking flyby, messed up my freaking OODA loop.
Well, I'm new to all this and can't wait for my first set.
Yep, the bug has got you. All I'm gonna tell you, dude.
Common rolls. The strange thing is I don't know many people who play D&D and 40k that are in service.
Oh, they're probably out there. They just don't want to tell anybody because they're afraid to be called a nerd. We had a 40-man gaming group when I was in Okinawa. Most of them were Air Force dudes
Orc drops.
because it was on Cadena Air Base.
LOL true.
Yeah, I was on the Cadena Air Base at the E Club there. Well, we call it E Club, whatever they call it. The oh gosh, it's Community something center. I don't remember, but it had an E Club in it, an officer club in it, and something else. There's a guy there. I ran into him on Facebook. He's still there. That was part of the group, and I guess the group still goes on. I don't know how big it is, but he tried to tell me that he didn't know who I was. Like, he didn't. I just was curious if it was still around. It's the Okinawa Wargaming Association, and I just, I was like, hey, what's this all about? And I was just kind of inquiring to see, who was doing what. And I was the vice president before I left because I couldn't be the president because of deploying and stuff too much. But I was basically the guy who ran and did all the tournaments and stuff. Rules Nazi, if you will, or rules lawyer. And I'll leave his name out of it, but he was like, oh yeah, I formed this and blah blah blah. And I was like, you son of a bitch, no you didn't. I mean, oh my gosh, I mean it was, but it's petty, no reason to even bother with it. But when I told him who I was, he was like, oh, nice to hear from you. It's been years. And I'm like, yep. Glad you guys are having fun. Keep it up. Left it at that. But nobody liked him much because all he would do was talk about second edition while you're playing a game that none of us had ever played because we all got in third. And he would brag about how, this character could wipe out an entire army and blah blah blah. And I'm like, in my head I always said to myself, and I think I said it to him one time after the first year of the club, I said, what fun is that? That doesn't, I mean, a person's going to spend all this money on their army and your one guy goes in there and wipes out everybody. There's no point in that. And he could never, understand that. But then the thing that really rubbed me raw, and I've talked about this on my channel, I won't go into the details of the game right now, it's too late, but we set up this game. It was going to be a general's battle, and this is back when the internet was young and a lot of us were learning web pages and things like that, and we had our own web page, and it was all designed. It was going to be a general's battle 8-on-8, and we had a 96 coming up. I know you guys know what that is. Oops, forgot to put this guy's backpack on. And we had a 96-hour pass, and the Ys were going to drop us off, and you were going to play until the 96 hours was over. You could not sleep. You had 5 minutes to go to the restroom, and all food had to be delivered. You could not leave. But long story short with this guy, as far as the cheating stuff goes, we spent, I think it was a month and a half or maybe even 2 months with everybody posting online, part of the advertisement for the club, but posting online what faction you were going to play, not your army list, but what faction. And this was after it was voted on and all that kind of stuff, as far as what constituted, allies didn't exist back then. So, it was like, okay, well, is this, legal? And one of those was like, orcs and chaos. Well, orcs cannot, have allied with chaos in the past. Hell, they've even allied with the Imperium, believe it or not. Very, very few times, and it's a very niche group of orcs or whatever. But it is in the lore. But they've allied with chaos quite a bit. And matter of fact, I think they're even in the Dawn of War. Yeah, it is. It's in the Dawn of War story for the RTS game as well as the book. Well, anyway, all of this was decided, and we show up, and this fool decides at the last minute. Now, mind you, he's already been dropped off by his wife, so it's not like we can do anything about this. And I think he had all this planned. And he was also, I think he was a little butthurt he wasn't in charge and everything. But he brought Gene Stealers. So his team was going to consist of Chaos Space Marines and Orcs and Gene Stealers against Space Marines and Imperial Guard. Makes absolutely no sense. It's guys like that that make the hobby or at least the gaming portion of it, no fun. Nobody really liked that dude. At least not while I was there, put it that way. One of my best friends, he's Air Force. His name's Todd. He couldn't stand that guy. Why does it seem like it's not really going on? It wasn't. There we go. Question is, do I want to do this? I think. How much glue is in here? Quite a bit. So I need to find another pin because my other one broke.
There are always a power gamer in a group.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. It takes the fun right out of it, you know. It really does, at least for me. I mean, I want to have fun. I want to think about it in my head, you know, like it's a, you know, like a story. And that's why I tell people, you know, you can never really, if you do things right in your own head, you can never really lose a game, you know, unless you're in a tournament, you know, and that kind of thing. And the reason I say that is, and you guys will get this, you know, being former military. Ultimately, there's always a unit out there that's conducting an economy of force maneuver of some sort to draw the enemy's attention away from, you know, the actual main effort. And so if you envision that your little army on the table is just a detachment off doing that exact thing to delay and deny your opponent, you know, their major effort on the battlefield, even if your army was wiped out and you lose, in your mind you won because you, for the greater campaign, you accomplished that mission. It's that simple. But believe it or not, it's a hard concept for some people to put their head around, I guess. At least that's how I look at it. I cannot believe I am missing this thing. This is going to bother me all night. Oh my gosh.
Rolls. I seen someone bring a stomper to beginner 1k points with a partner tournament.
Well, and see, here's another problem with stuff like that. So, if a guy brought that, you know, and it was within the points limits and within the, you know, rules that you're supposed to play, as far as like stuff that, you know, is mandatory to take, that's where, when it used to be, you know, 1 headquarters and 2 troop choices mandatory, it made sense. Now, if you were going to do something like a narrative type thing where you and your opponent agreed to that and that was it, then there's no argument to be had. But there's a growing, and I hate to say this, it really sucks, there's a growing consensus that it's wrong if you're going to play somebody you don't know, say you had 1,000 or 2,500 point, you know, arm or battle that you were going to play, and you brought like Imperial Knights or whatever to, you know, to the table. Well, you paid for those.
Common rules.
You know,
If I was running, I would have said you can't play.
if you were running. Oh, you mean with the other battle? Well, yeah, but then, you know, the guy would have been sitting around there bitching for 4 days, and, you know, I mean, we ended up winning anyway.
Common rules. The tournament.
Yeah, but I mean, oh, okay. Well, so again, that's kind of different. So, but I mean, if the tournament organizers allowed that, if there were no prerequisites to your army, you know, composition, then there's really nothing you can say. But if there is, then all bets are off. I mean, really, if you think about it. And, but I mean, here's the thing, you know, if the guy purchases the model, there'll be plenty of people that would disagree with this. I get that. But if the guy purchases the model, you know, he should be able to play with whatever he purchased. Again, as long as you're within the composition rules to field an army. You know, and at a tournament, there has to be. In a narrative thing, there doesn't have to be. What I think should have to happen is people need to stop looking at it in terms of, oh, that's OP, and really just think about a broader base of tactics to make that thing obsolete on the table. A perfect example would be use your cover as much as humanly possible to deny him line of sight to your troops to accomplish the same objectives, while flanking or maneuvering around him, you know, with troops that are more than capable, say Space Marines and melt-a-bombs or crack grenades or whatever, to do something like that. But I think people look at the size of a model like that and go, oh my god, you know, there's no way, this is unfair, blah blah blah. It's not really unfair. If you think about it, he gets one shooting phase, just like you. The only difference is you get one shooting phase per unit. You know what I'm saying? And the goal of this game is to field an army the best way you can to be able to take on, as you know, whatever challenges that you might meet. Because I mean, let's think about it realistically. We don't always know what the enemy, you know, when any of us went to combat, we didn't know what the enemy disposition or composition was. But we set ourselves up, you know, in such a way that hopefully if we run into something that this unit can't handle, reserves can come in, you know, and help out. And it's no different in this game. That's how I play. I play with actual military tactics. I've got the last times that I've played, I got that Space Marine army I gave my wife. I built that in 2003 when I got back from Iraq. Took 30 days leave. I didn't go see anybody. I just wanted to be by myself. Put that army together, completely painted it up. That army has never changed composition, and it has never lost, because I know that army. And there's, let me see if I can find this real quick. And it may not be applicable to everybody, but I saved this picture. Let's see if I can find it. And I'll try to, oh yeah, here it is. I'll try to transfer it over to so you guys can see it. I just gotta transfer it over on my Discord. And then I'll grab it on this computer and put it up for you guys to see. And I remember this. I don't have this white dwarf anymore, but it's pretty awesome. And I'll read it so you guys don't have to. You can keep doing what you're doing. Let's see here. Where is my image? There it is. Browse here. And I don't know if you guys have seen this, but it's really good, man. So, might help if I can get my cursor back. There we go. Yeah, so Nigel Stillman is well known for playing in the spirit of the game. This is his personal opinion of the ultimate spirit of wargaming. Pick your army to just under 2,000 points, write down the roster, and never amend it again. Make sure it fits the background, collect and paint the army, give it 3 coats of gloss varnish, and never touch it with a paintbrush again. Give every character and regiment a name. Of course, she's talking about Warhammer Fantasy at the time. Do not even possess extra or alternative units. Just stick with what you've got. Make a carrying case that fits the army exactly. Fight every battle with the same army and never change anything in it. Fight in big games with just your 2,000 points and to hell with the odds. Never vary or change. Oh, hold on. I gotta move that over. Never vary or change your army in any way. Resist all temptation. Model every magic item on the character who carries it, no matter what it is. What you see in the army is what you get. Take this literally. Always give your opponent the benefit of the doubt. Who cares if all your opponents know your army composition by heart? Let the only surprises be your deployment and your tactical moves. Shrug off defeat, learn the lessons, and keep on practicing. Play for the fun of playing, and when you win, the excellence of your generalship will be beyond doubt. That is the best thing, you know, I've ever seen about the game. And it's basically, you know, how I play. Now, mind you, I adopted most of that myself before I ever saw this White Dwarf, or this thing in a White Dwarf. But, and I don't even know what happened to this guy. But once I saw it, I was like, man, this is exactly why I needed to be in this hobby. I just wish I could have got into it a lot sooner. Feel free to screenshot that. Oh boy. I want to start cutting more plastic, but it's a little late. I gotta get up early and do some things. I never want to stop putting models together. I love it. I love painting more, but I have to make sure that I don't paint until I get everything put together. So I could probably get these guys done by tomorrow, so that'd be 1 box of 80 roughly down, and then I've got 4 more boxes of 80. That's gonna be, that could be boring. But I've done more already, so actually, you know what we could do? We could trim some of this crap up. So do you play a lot, FL Man? I'm wondering if that's Florida Man rules. Or Florida Man rules. How did I miss this? Don't know how, but I definitely did.
Common rolls. Yep, Florida man rules.
Right on. Yeah, I was born in Hollywood, Florida. My wife as well, 10 years apart from me in the same hospital, Hollywood Memorial.
Common rolls. I have played in a while. Common rolls. Have not.
Yeah, I caught you. When would you say is the last time you played?
Common rolls. 7th ed.
I think that's about the time I stopped. I wasn't real fond of those rules either, but it's what it is. I mean, I have every edition because I collect everything, but as I've looked over the rules as they go, it just looked like it was so much bloat it wasn't even worth it. Bad.
Common rolls. I I rock knits but didn't use the meta.
Yeah, I don't do the meta. I like to see big armies on the table, you know what I mean? Like lots of troops and stuff. And now I understand people are out there all upset. I guess I don't know when this was, but I guess it was in the last month or so. An IG player won a tournament, a grand tournament or something, and he had just tons of troops, and everybody got mad about that. So I mean, you can't win with that kind of attitude, you know? I mean, you're not gonna. What I'm saying is, you're not gonna stop that attitude. You got, you know, first they don't like the big models, and then they don't like the massed armies, you know, or horde armies or whatever. You know, I mean, look at the gosh, what was it called? The Crusher Stampede, I believe is what it was called. You know, that was running for a while. What edition is this? Just sitting around. I think this is 9th edition. I don't know. Is it? Or is this 10th edition? I don't know. I think this is 9th edition.
Common roads. 1 SEC. Common roads. I have a hard copy.
Yeah, I think this is 9th edition. Maybe. We're just laying over here. I don't even. Must have been laying here for months. God, I don't even know. Maybe I got it out of.
Front cover, please.
This is all. This is all there is. It's just like a brochure. I must have got it out of a White Dwarf. Yeah, that's all there is. There's no. It's like a quick reference sheet. So technically this would be the front cover, I guess. Models and data sheets. Well, I don't know. Maybe it is 10th edition. Because I don't think they were called data sheets in 9th, right? Okay, here's something. A unit must be set up and finish any sort of move as a group with every model within 2 inches horizontally and 6 inches vertically of at least one other model. Isn't it 2 and 5 inches for 10th edition? That would let us know. I don't have...
Common roads. 9th was the data sheet.
Okay. Oh, so 10th was data cards, I guess. Yeah, I think this is 9th edition. I don't know. Must have pulled it out of a White Dwarf and left it here for some reason.
Common roads. I think we're on 10th.
Oh no, we are on 10th, but I don't think that quick reference sheet is a 10th edition sheet. I know one thing. Very disappointed in the latest White Dwarf. This thing is a joke for what I pay for these things. Some little poster and this game. I mean, this thing is so boring. I mean, it's just... I mean, don't get me wrong, people's paint jobs are cool, but... I mean, look at these pages, just bland. I don't know what this bunker stuff is. Painting challenge of the month, monsters and machines, challenges and ranks. I mean, every page is just like bland. There's like almost no color until you get the models. Oh shoot, that's something I used to do with you guys. Sorry, I took a long hiatus because of school and stuff like that. And what I used to do with my White Dwarfs was share them with you guys so that you could screenshot, you know, the missions and things like that in case you didn't, you know, own or I mean, get the subscription. I know we did that with the boarding stuff for sure. Curse City, I don't know nothing about that. Basic training, mastering the shooting phase, part 1. Yeah, I don't know. Some of this stuff just seems like we're just getting way too crazy with how to, you know, like you said, meta and how to beat and everything, whatever. Now that is a bright ass, whatever that is, Celestial Hurricanum. I don't even know what army that is. Grand Alliance Collection. Excuse me. Whoa. Look at that thing. Hold on, let me see if I can adjust the light some.
Looks fantasy.
Yeah, this is gotta be. They're showing a lot of my salamanders though. I love the salamanders. Though when I paint my new salamander army, they won't be this bright. They'll be a lot more grim dark. Raptors, Index Astartes, with a firstborn marine on there. How about that? Bam. Forget those Primaris weirdos. Oh, there's a Primaris right there. But that's the real Raptor. Yep, more firstborn. And they kind of have to, because I mean, most of all the artwork is firstborn. Raptor Crusade rules. Crusade relics, battle tricks. Yeah, see, it was supposed to be an easier edition. It's just as bloated, if not more, in my opinion. World Eaters, Death Guard. Gotta watch my thumb. I cut it pretty bad the other day, putting a door up. You would think I would have done something like that with my freaking X-Acto blade, but nope. Who won? Death Guard? No, World Eaters did. Huh. Now that's a neat model. But his back looks like that of a warp spider. Huh. I like the paint job. Age of Sigmar, I don't really do much with them. I mean, I've got a ton of fantasy armies and I've got Age of Sigmar stuff to put together, but I don't have any desire to play Age of Sigmar. Oh, this is... Wait, what? What? Wait, what's going on here? Oh, that's right. I don't know why they're calling it chapter though. Oh, that's creepy. Necromunda's greatest leader. I guess it's good we're seeing Necromunda in here. Black Library. Oh, we just heard something today on Twitter that apparently if you enjoy Black Library books, you are like you're some kind of loser or something. Like it has nothing to do with nothing in the Black Library is canon. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? I think people just make things up for the hell of it. Yeah, this one wasn't, in my opinion, that great of a mag. I mean, it's got a cool cover and all, but it's just not, doesn't do anything for me. So, well, anyway, I want to thank everybody. I'm gonna jump off here. Got a pretty big day tomorrow, so I will see you guys as soon as we can. And if I can get back to scheduling, you will know. I promise. But again, great meeting you guys, and
Woman Rolls.
catch you later.
GN.
Thanks, brother.